Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And we're going to go over simply 10 things to help you relax, sit back, and not worry. Let's just simply start with something that most people don't realize. Stop comparing. Stop comparing yourself to other people out there in the world. Stop comparing yourself to some of the people who have already made it, because everybody is running at their own pace and speed. You cannot be everybody. You are your own uniqueness, your own beauty, your own you. So you have to remember and understand who you are as a person and growing that. On top of that, number 2, stop competing. There's no reason to go against anyone out there. There's no reason to compete with anyone because of what they're making, anything to see who's the best. You all are the same thing, and because you're the same thing, you have to realize how important it is for you to be your own special person. Competing separates people and divides them. And because that is the case through division of us being divided, it doesn't really benefit us in the long run to help us all win what we desire and what we desire to grow. On top of that, number 3, stop judging people. Judging people isn't going to really do you any good whatsoever. And the reason why it's not going to do you any good is because what you see in others, you see in yourself. If you are out there judging others, if you're out there putting others down, if you're doing any of that, you are putting also yourself down as well. So if you're putting yourself down because you're doing this because you find in a sense that other people, you're not good enough, you can't do this and that, because you see that in yourself that you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that, or anything else in between the sun. So it's not really beneficial for you in any sense to judge other people if you're going to judge yourself. On top of that, we don't know other people's lives. We don't know how people function, what their day-to-day life is. We don't know what they're going through. So it isn't really in our own right to judge anyone. But number 4, let go of rage. I was about to say anger. Anger is actually a very important one. I made a video on that, why it's so important to be angry. It's healthy. But rage, think of it like holding a hot piece of coal and you throw it at someone. No matter what happens, the only one who is upset, the only one burning is you at the end of the day. Rage doesn't help anyone in the long run. The reason why it does not help anyone in the long run is simple. Because at the end, like I said, you're going to be the one who gets burnt. And holding that in does not help you grow as a person to get to where you desire to go in life. So you have to think to yourself, is it important to really worry about this? That's something you have to think about. We say all the time, meditate, don't complicate. Meditation is key to keeping yourself calm. What I even do is simply this. I do yoga, I exercise, and I meditate. The reason why I do all those things in the first place is because of how beneficial it is to keeping my mind calm, and as well as what you're eating, because you have to understand the energy of the food you're eating plays a key role in how you work as a person, how you function, and how you're able to keep going as a person. But on top of that, stop regretting. Let go of regrets. Let go of regrets simply because you have to think That even though maybe you wish you did this, you wish you did that, just do it anyways, because you never know what could happen. If you fall, do it again. There's no point in worrying about, oh, I failed and it never worked or anything. Do you truly desire to grow in your own life and who you are? Then just be who you are. Don't regret what you did. Dust yourself off and keep rebuilding. Mother Teresa had a saying, and I don't remember the full quote of it, but the quote was, in a sense, if someone takes away your love, recreate it. If someone destroys something, someone destroys your dream, rebuild it. Keep going. Keep rebuilding who you are as a person. Keep loving who you are and growing that. And on top of that, number 6, stop worrying. The more you worry about things, the more stressed out you're honestly going to be to begin with. There are so many people out there that are worrying about things that are happening in the world. We're worrying about hurricanes. We're worrying about sports, NFL players. We're worrying about politics. We're worrying about countries and so on and so forth, but we're not taking the time to focus on ourselves. People out there are taking away time from you to focus on other things, to slow you down from actually focusing on what truly matters to you. So many of us are so focused on those things that we don't realize that none of that's important. Since none of that's important, you gotta let it go, because you have to understand that worrying about things creates stress, and stress can end up giving you a heart attack. It's important to keep yourself in good motion and loving who you are as a person and growing who you are. But also, number 7, stop blaming yourself for everything that's happened. It's not always your fault. You see, a lot of people like to play the blame game with people for everything they've done and this and that. But sometimes you have to blame yourself for your flaws, but at the same time, if it's not your fault, don't worry about it. And don't blame yourself if you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but we were perfectly made. We're perfectly made and perfectly beautiful and perfectly amazing. There's no reason to blame yourself. There's no reason to play the blame game or anything. And there's no reason, number 8, to feel guilty. You see, 2 of your biggest enemies in life are fear and guilt. If you feel guilty because of something you didn't do, then even if you haven't done it, go ahead and, right now, I tell people this right now, go out there and just do it. Go out there and create whatever you desire and do it right now. Find a way somehow to create it. Write it down, what you desire. Even if you didn't make it happen, write it down and make it happen. Write it down and make something happen that you desire out of life. Don't waste your whole entire life feeling guilty about something you didn't do when you still have the chance. You can say all you like about how I still have to go to work, I still have to take care of this and that, family, friends, and this and that. Are you going to at least put a little time into you? We can always state to ourselves that we don't have enough time for us, or we can make something happen for us that's important. It's up to you. But number 9, like I said about guilt, your other enemy is fear. So many of us are afraid to gain success. So many of us are afraid just to simply fail. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of success. We're afraid we won't make it. We're afraid that we're not good enough, and so on and so forth. We're afraid of all those things. And yet we don't think to ourselves about simply just doing. Go for your goals. There's no reason to be afraid if you know who you are, because you're really just a soul in a body. And right now, this is a experience of a lifetime to actually grow who you are as a person and love who you are as a person. And that's something that most people don't know about themselves, is to focus on that. And number 10. Number 10 is simply, sorry. Number 10 is simply this. Besides letting go of anger and all that stuff, let go of being emotionless. Laugh. Smile. Enjoy the life you have, or if you're not enjoying it, make something joyous out of it. Really see the beauty in who you are. Really see the God, the goddess, and the creator within. So to everybody out there, remember who you are, because to know thyself is to know the creator within. So have a good morning, have a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.